It is that phileo kind of love. It's that brotherly kind of love. Okay? It's not a love that understands somebody gave his life for me, and I need to give my life for my spouse. Okay? That's not there. So they can have a loving relationship, but what they're missing is what's in this passage. Every time the word love is used, it is the word agape in this passage, every time. What does that mean? You've all been around church long enough, you can tell me the 3 kinds of love, and you can tell me what agape means. So spell off your theology to me. What does it mean? Perfect. Okay, perfect.
You would give your life for that person.
Give my life for that person, okay.
Unconditional.
Pardon?
Unconditional.
Unconditional, okay. What else? Another word.
To me, it's the same yesterday, today, forever. I mean, your love should not.
It's eternal.
It would grow.
Okay. Okay, it's not going to diminish.
No, it's not going to. It's not like, okay, I love you today, but I'm not. I
right.
love you today, but I don't think I may not love you in the future.
Or, I loved you a whole lot more yesterday than I do today.
Right.
Of course, you never encountered that, do you? Loved you a whole lot more yesterday than I do today. Say that to your kids, don't you?
I'll come back tomorrow and see if I can love you.
It's not working for me today. It's not working today. I was talking to a mom downstairs. She's got a little 3-year-old. She said, we had wonderful 2s. She said, but it's terrible 3s. And he's got an attitude, man. He does. And he looked at me and he said, don't you talk to me that way. My daddy will put you in jail. And I picked him up and I said, open the trash can for me. And she's going, there are days when not only do I not like him, I don't love him for sure. Well, do we have those days? Yeah, no. Today, I don't really think I love you, and tomorrow's not looking too good. One of those things. Why do those things happen? Why do those things happen to us? Why do we come to a day and we say, it's really hard to love you today, and tomorrow's not looking a whole lot better? Why does that happen in our marriages?
We're human.
Pardon?
We're human.
We're human. Okay, we are human.
I try to believe in all of Satan.
Well, God does tempt us.
God does allow us to be tempted, and the devil does tempt us.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. So you're right. You're never going to blame her.
Or myself.
No, absolutely. But blaming on yourself isn't too bad, but you never want to blame her, do you? No, not if you're smart. So you're never going to blame her. So Satan's a good one. Satan, you're really just attacking you today. And that may be very true. Okay? Satan does want to see every one of our marriages just split. Okay? Because if your marriage splits, it affects a lot of people. Okay? It affects a lot of people. Dan, if your parents were to get divorced, what would you think?
It'd be pretty hard.
It'd be pretty hard, wouldn't it? You're going, what is this? How long have your parents been married?
35 years.
Yeah, and you're going, well, what is this? If it doesn't last for them, what's the hope for me? Okay? I had a guy who was in his 50s at my former church, and he was never going to get married. He said, because my mother got divorced and my sister got divorced, and he said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to quit the marriage because he said the chances of my getting divorced are great. He eventually did get married in his late 50s, but he said, I'm not going to do that because I see the example. It devastates us. Okay? I mean, if my wife and I got divorced, we would devastate hundreds of people whose lives we have had. Okay? You may say, well, I haven't influenced 100 people, but you've influenced enough. You've influenced enough people to say, if we got divorced, what would it do? And I'm not telling you to stay together for that reason. It's a wrong reason. But I am telling you that when you fail to love and you say, I still love you more, it's a devastating thing. Okay? And a lot of couples get divorced after they've raised their children, and they look at each other and don't love each other anymore. When you say, I don't love you anymore, say, well, then work at it, because God expects you to work at it. Okay? Love is not a feeling, it is a choice, and God expects you to work at the choices you've made. Okay? So in every one of these situations in 1 John 4, it is the word agape. It is the word which says, I will love you unconditionally, I will love you eternally, and I will love you with the love that God has for me. Now, when you think about that, what does that say about your marriage, whether it's a good marriage, great marriage, good marriage, okay marriage, I wish it could be a whole lot better. What does that say about your marriage? What does that whole idea of understanding God's love say for your marriage? What's it say?
In the video, the dad says, "We don't know." He said, "I didn't know how to love her until I learned what love was."
Mm-hmm. Right. And so you really can't love until you understand it, can you?
Right, you have that definition down correctly
Mm-hmm.
from when we invented it.
Right. Once you understand that everything he says here in this particular passage is let us love one another. Well, all right, stop right there. Do you know that there are some people that are unlovable? I should take it that are unlovely. There's some people that are unlovely. None of you, but there are some people that are unlovely. And so let's talk outside the bounds of marriage a second. What do I need to do to love a person who's just like a piece of sandpaper? You ever know people who are just like a piece of sandpaper in your life? There are those people. There are those people, and how can I love them? By understanding God's love for me, by understanding agape love, by understanding He loves them unconditionally, He loves them eternally. If He can do that, then I have to really make an attempt to do that. Okay? I have to really make an attempt to do that. He goes on to say, because love comes from God. Everyone who loves God has been born of God, knows God. Whoever does not love, we're talking about agape love, does not know God because God is love. If you're not able to share that agape love with your spouse, what are you saying? I understand God's love for me. Okay? It's the same way what the Bible says in Matthew chapter 6. He finishes the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our trespasses or against us. We forgive those who trespass against us. We forgive our debtors. What's the next couple of verses after the Lord's Prayer? If you can't forgive them, I can't forgive you. Whoa, what does that mean? Do you mean if Darcy does something, really nasty to me, and I say, well, Darcy, I'm just not going to forgive you. You just forget it. And God says, well, then I can't forgive you. He said, well, wait a second. My forgiveness isn't conditional on whether I forgive Darcy or not, is it? Is it? You're looking at me like, this is a trick question. Is my forgiveness from God conditional on whether I forgive her or not? No. Well, then what's the Bible saying? What is Jesus saying when He said, if I don't forgive her, He can't forgive me? What's it saying?
I think it's talking about that particular instance and that you're not going to be free from it within yourself.
I'm not going to be free from it within myself, and I'm never going to experience God's forgiveness. He always gives it to me, but I won't experience it.
You won't have peace.
I won't experience it. Okay? I can't give to somebody what I don't experience from God to begin with. I can't give my partner love if I really don't understand God's love for me. I can't. It will always be conditional. It will always be temporary. It will always be dependent upon circumstances. If I don't understand that one, and I don't live in that, then I can never live in this in my marriage. That's really crucial. That is really crucial to understand that. So, what does that mean for all kind of practical applications for you? What does it mean for all kind of practical